up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru, and listen, it's time for that sweet breakdown every single week, Monday through Friday, sometimes every day in between, depends on the week, essentially. I take the top Nintendo stories of the day, talk about them, discuss them, break them down, give my opinions on them. So,
here we go.
I gotta start off a little different today. Because this isn't really necessarily Nintendo news, per se. It involves Nintendo. It had something to do that could potentially hurt Nintendo down the line. Because I think anytime businesses go out of business, it hurts like-minded businesses. And what I mean by that is, there was a report this week that GameStop is going to be essentially shutting down approximately 180 to 200 stores. When it first started out, they were talking 2,000 stores when this all began. And people were just like, wow, this is...
awesome. This is amazing. GameStop is finally falling to its knees.
And I just want you to stop. Think about this, all right? What do you personally have to gain by watching a store go out of business? I don't understand the mentality and the philosophy of people that are just purely hating all over GameStop. I mean, you go on Twitter when it was trending, when the topic was trending, and all the hateful comments, people basically cheering for this, and who cheers for bad news? I don't get it. I understand if it's like sports, you know what I mean? Like you're cheering against someone to win or something of that nature. But when you essentially cheer for a company to go out of business, rather than go, okay, I don't like the things that they do, perhaps we can try to talk to the stores or do something to change the philosophy and the mentality. Like it starts at the ground level. You go to the stores and say, hey, I think the trade-in value should be higher, or I think that it's a ripoff that you do things this way, or I don't like that you push off your rewards program to me every time I come in, or whatever it might be. And then maybe those messages go up the chain eventually, and then things start to unwind. But to cheer for a company to go out of business makes absolutely no sense. Do you realize that this is the same thing that happened to Toys R Us? Like, Toys R Us went out of business because of mismanagement. Now, there is rumors that Toys R Us will come back. It's never going to be the same. It's not going to be what it was. That's never going to happen. But there is the talks that Toys R Us in name might come back because in the bankruptcy they kept it. But there was so many people that lost their jobs. Hundreds of thousands of people lost their jobs. And hundreds of thousands of people worked to the very bitter end. And we'll just say thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but a lot of people worked to the bitter end and didn't get paid at the very end and had to fight to get their money. Why would you cheer for that to happen to other people? Because here's the thing, 9 times out of 10, when you talk to somebody and they go, oh, I hate GameStop. Well, I got a great GameStop by me. I have some fantastic people that work at GameStop. I don't want to see them people lose their jobs. They're wonderful people. Oh, no, I like the people that work at GameStop. I just hate GameStop. What? Like, if you can find a game at a better price someplace else, then by all means, go get that game at a better price someplace else. But there's things that GameStop does offer that you can't get everywhere. And I think ultimately we need to just take a step back and understand what this means. Number one, this is not the demise of GameStop, this particular moment. This is GameStop, the corporate heads, trying to get a foothold on things and pump the brakes a little bit so they don't go out of business. Let me explain something to you. How many people have multiple GameStops around them within a 1-2 mile radius of each other? I can tell you right now that I have 2 GameStops literally 1 mile away from each other. And those 2 GameStops, one is in the mall and one is in a strip mall, and they essentially do the same thing. There's no difference. I can go to where my mom lives, and there's 3 GameStops within a 1 mile radius. Now, ultimately, I think one complaint that we can all agree on is that GameStop sometimes doesn't do the best at training their employees because they're so short-staffed and they don't have the proper time to train employees, or employees don't know everything for every single game. So what I think what could potentially happen here is you take the best employees at these stores. If you have 2 stores side by side, right, and they're both, one of them is going to go out of business because you don't need 2 stores side by side. You look and you go, which one's performing better? That's obvious the place that people want to be. We're going to pump the better employees from here into here, and then we'll have a better experience, hopefully, overall at this store. And then you kind of get rid of the people that are really bad. And then essentially it helps make things better. But at the end of the day, not everybody loses their jobs. I just don't understand this. And then when you go on YouTube, right? You go on YouTube and you type GameStop or hate GameStop, and like all the people that pop up. And the funny thing is that some of these people have multiple videos about multiple complaints about GameStop. What I don't understand is, do you have multiple complaints about why are you going in there so much? If you don't like the store, why are you going in there? Why? Because A, you're probably lying. Let's be real here. Your stories are probably BS, and you're probably full of lies. 2, it's just all about the clicks. It's all about let's just do the hateful thing and trash something, because everybody will go watch that. But a video where somebody, you know, wants to say that, like, hey, you're wrong to bag on a company, or wish bad things on a company, wish bad things on employees, and wish bad things overall, because you don't understand. When these stores start disappearing, right? Eventually, there are no more stores. And then what happens? Where do you get your big, you know, your collector's editions? They start to go away as well, and we all get digitals. And if anything, the Switch has taught me, like, the physical collecting is alive and well. Don't believe me, look at Limited Run, look at Super Rare Games. Like, these companies are thriving because of physical copies. So if that's the case, if that's the way things are going, why would you want to eliminate a source of that? Regardless of whether you like it or not, they do have good deals, good sales, good things that happen in the store quite often. Myself and Miguel, a good friend of mine, will frequent GameStop a lot. We'll go there once every couple weeks, hang out, go check out what new stuff they have, even if it's just to browse, you know. But 9 times out of 10, we'll walk out with something. And I just feel like to wish bad things on companies or people, because that's essentially, let's cut through the chase. Corporate company you don't like, but they employ a lot of people. So if you wish ill will to corporate company, you're wishing ill will to so many people, good people, that don't deserve to be out of jobs. So can we just, for once, stop the hate? Just stop bagging on the company and acting like they are the worst things since the Antichrist. Because they're not. There are bad stores out there all around. Let's talk about Walmart for a minute, shall we? But oh, that's right, Walmart has better prices, so we go there. But yet everybody complains about how Walmart treats their employees, and it's just like, it's so funny how people will complain about a company, the way they treat their employees, but then they'll go to another company that they complain about all the time that treat their companies bad. And then when they eliminate all them, they're going to complain about the big Amazon in the sky that will now basically deliver your stuff to your front door, but we don't like them either, do we? It just feels like that's the theme of everything anymore, that we just don't like anything, that we want to complain about every single thing in the world, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I just don't understand it. So I would like at this moment to just kind of be like, hey, let's just be positive. Can we for once just be positive? I don't know about you guys, but I love the people that work at my local GameStop. So much so that tomorrow I'm going to go in there and I'm going to buy something and just maybe fill out a survey while I'm there, or you know, do something that they asked me to do, maybe pre-order a game. Just do something, because there's some good people there, and I enjoy the people that work in that store, and I want to see them people still have jobs. Maybe I'm in the minority. Hopefully I'm not. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Nintendo Guru Daily. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please slap the like button down below. Share it with all your friends. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Follow me Instagram, Twitter, at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.